So I had a conversation at the golf outing I was at yesterday. We did pretty well, by the way. I think we finished 8th overall, hitting some bombs. But anyways, this conversation made it very clear that they are, in fact, watching. They are paying attention to what's going on right now. And they may, in fact, be waiting for one specific thing to really create this big wave that's coming to the crypto market. And I want to talk about that with you guys. I also want to discuss something earlier in terms of ADA that I didn't get a chance to mention and show to you guys. So if you are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So when we're looking at ADA in terms of charts here, Nothing crazy, guys. The big thing I wanted to show is that our Wyckoff accumulation model is still intact. We're in this LPS phase. We're chopping around, which means we're going to see some pumps. We're going to see some drops in terms of price, some opportunity. And right now, there are some people that are securing profits. There are some people that are also picking up positions. And right now, the market's just waiting to make its next step. We're trying to prep for this extension into the SOS phase. We'll see when that is. Maybe it's still this week. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's never. Who knows? But that's kind of where we're at right now. Again, we're still doing great things on the ADA BTC chart. We're still just printing a lot of green here, to be honest with you guys. Despite yesterday being red, we're already green and higher than we were yesterday. So that's exactly what we need to be doing right now, while BTC is showing a little bit more red as the morning has progressed. Again, it's still before the CPI report, so we'll see how that impacts things. But what I really wanted to talk about here is that retail right now, they are paying attention more than they ever have. And it's very, very clear. Despite the search analytics not showing that to be the case, they are watching and they are waiting. And I was having a conversation with a teammate of mine yesterday. It actually came up from one of my buddies who I was golfing with, that I have a crypto YouTube channel. And so him and I got to talking about this. And he said he's actually been paying attention to crypto and watching crypto for a while, doesn't own any, but he said that crypto needs regulation. And and at that point, that's when he said, yeah, that may be when I start to dabble and throw some money in there. And I thought that was very eye-opening to the fact that retail is watching, and that may be actually the big trigger, the big push that creates this surge and boom in the crypto market, which is obviously coincidental because this is one of the biggest weeks of discussions of regulations and voting in Congress that we've seen. And it could, in fact, mean that our big wave in the crypto market of adoption is going to be coming a lot sooner than people realize. You know, obviously people have mentioned that, and we've discussed as well, that we may need rate cuts or QE, but maybe it's just simply regulation. Maybe it's that validation for the industry that causes us to see this big boom in terms of price. Something else I want to mention, I was discussing this with another person at the golf outing as well. They actually own some IBIT. So there are some people right now that are doing some dabbling in crypto or crypto related products, and they haven't really just had the big push in yet. Now, that being said, that big push is coming, guys. I can't tell you how many of these things pop up, these announcements that pop up, these publicly traded companies, these enterprises that just keep buying and buying and buying. And I think we're going to run into a point where there is just so few assets to go around that we can't help but surge, right? A supply shock is a real thing. We're already seeing some early impacts of this, guys, but think about when the wave is double the amount of people that are here in the market currently. That's obviously going to impact price very clearly. There's no discussion about that. And even on the institutional side, we're still so early. I talked about this all the way back, probably about 6 months after the first initial spot Bitcoin ETF launches, that this was kind of the toes in the water. This was them just easing their way into the market. And it's very clear now to other institutional players in the space that crypto is incredibly profitable. For example, I saw this earlier today, and that is that BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF is now the company's most profitable ETF. You guys can see some of these returns or some of these outflows in terms of the other top ETF products, and you guys can see what the net assets look like for BTC spot ETFs. They have just been surging and surging and surging, and we're going to see more waves of filings for spot ETFs. And guys, that includes ADA, right? These institutional players and large enterprises are looking to make their money. And I know we've talked about this before, but the more data that comes out, the more clear it's becoming They are trying to make the push right now before retail gets in, before there is this big push in terms of regulation. And maybe we get this all at one time. Maybe it's a big wave that just smacks us in the face and knocks us over. And we're like, what the hell just happened? But it's coming, guys. We all just need to make sure that I don't think anybody's going to have any problems with conviction now that the market's been showing some movements. But we all just need to make sure we're convicted and prepared for the big next wave in adoption. Yeah, that's all I really got for you guys. But I really wanted to share that with you. I thought it was very interesting to hear what the outside is in fact doing, what they're watching. The guys, they're paying attention. So appreciate you guys as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. But have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.